It's about this idea of faithfulness and what you're called to. And when you do that, there's a very real sense of God working through you rather than you trying to do it yourself. So I think one thing that's true about discipleship and that I've learned is that it doesn't look the same. For everybody, it looks different, but that doesn't negate the fact that you're called to it. Right now, all it looks like in my life is sitting down with a couple of guys who are a season behind me or a couple seasons behind me and just saying, hey man, this is what I've learned. This is what I'm learning continually. This is what it looks like for me to follow Christ. This is what it looks like for me to love and serve my neighbor. Even though it's messy, when there's a genuine relationship cultivated and built out of that, that creates this space where you can now be vulnerable and be open, and you know somebody trusts you. And so, for me, with the couple of guys that I try and invest into, is there's a level of life on life that is very important. And so a lot of times it just looks like, hey man, let's get up, let's get coffee, let's get breakfast, and let me just hear about what God's doing in your life. Me and Alton have a pretty cool story. It started a couple years ago. It started when I was first in downline.
I really never understood the word discipleship. When you see somebody put into action and they actually come to fruition, you see, okay, this is discipleship.
Once your heart is turned to what God's heart is turned to, the rest of it becomes out of compulsion. Like, you can't help but do it. You can't help but go out and love people. You can't help but see people who you can pour into and disciple.
When we hang out, it's like, it's time for us to like chop it up. You know what I mean? Have real man, talk about God, learn more about God, learn more about life. And I think for me, at the worst stage I am, like, that's a great place for me to be, man. It's a great place where I'm learning from somebody like him.
For him to see him grow in his leadership has been a cool experience for me, because he just has gifts upon gifts when it comes to his ability to meet people, when it comes to his ability to speak life and truth, and I've seen his convictions grow deeper.
I could not make this journey without you. I know God placed you in my life for a specific reason, to help develop me as a man, to grow my humility, and to look at myself not as high and mighty, but how can I be a servant to others? How can I disciple others and empower some other people's lives? So man, I appreciate you, bro, and I love you, brother.
Come follow me doesn't mean come see all the things I do right. It's more of a come follow me and watch me mess up, but watch how I respond when I mess up. Watch me fall on my face, but watch me run to the Lord. Watch me seek repentance and forgiveness. In that way, it all points back to Christ. It all points back to the fact that we need to imitate Christ, because we can't do it on our own. We can't possibly figure this out on our own. We can't possibly do it in our own strength.